Hey lovelies, welcome back to Anonymous Apron Adventures. We're on a mission to make your cooking experience as simple, enjoyable, and delicious as possible. Today we're diving into the wonderful world of one-pot cooking. But before we start, just a quick reminder. If you enjoy our culinary adventures and want to stay updated with our latest recipes, tips, and tricks, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're new here, a warm welcome to you. We're thrilled to have you join our community. So, are you ready to stir up some magic in one pot? Let's get started. Ever wondered how to make a delicious one-pot soup with minimal cleanup? Well, welcome to the world of one-pot cooking, a culinary paradise where convenience meets flavor. One-pot cooking, as the name suggests, is all about creating mouth-watering meals using just a single pot. It's like the superhero of the cooking world, swooping in to save the day when time is of the essence and dirty dishes are your arch nemesis. Now imagine this, a chilly evening, the warmth of your kitchen, a single pot simmering on the stove, and the rich, comforting aroma of a hearty soup filling the air. That's the magic of one-pot cooking. And the best part? The only thing you'll be washing afterwards is that one pot. But the benefits of this cooking method go beyond just saving you from dishwashing duties. It's also about ease and simplicity. You don't need to be a Michelin star chef to whip up a delicious one-pot meal. All it takes is a pot, some ingredients, and a bit of enthusiasm. The magic of one-pot cooking also lies in the flavors. When you cook everything together in one pot, the ingredients have a chance to get up close and personal, mingling and melding together to create a symphony of flavors that's music to your taste buds. It's like a party in your pot, and everyone's invited. One-pot cooking is perfect for those busy weekdays when you're juggling work, chores, and a million other things. Or those lazy weekends when you want to enjoy good food without spending hours in the kitchen. It's for the students living away from home, missing their mom's home-cooked meals. It's for the parents who want to provide nutritious meals for their families without the hassle of cleaning up multiple pots and pans. So, whether you're a cooking novice or a seasoned pro, one-pot cooking is your ticket to easy, delicious meals. It's not just cooking, it's a lifestyle that celebrates good food, simplicity, and the joy of minimal cleanup. So, ready to stir up some magic in one pot? Let's get started. Now, what do we need to create this culinary masterpiece? Not much, really. First off, let's talk ingredients. We're keeping it simple and delicious, of course. You'll need a good assortment of vegetables. Think carrots, celery, and onions, the holy trinity of soup veggies. But feel free to get creative. Got some leftover zucchini or a couple of bell peppers? Toss them in. Soup is a great way to clear out your crisper drawer. Next up, protein. A classic choice would be some diced chicken, but don't let tradition box you in. Maybe you're feeling adventurous and want to try some tofu, or perhaps you're in the mood for the hearty goodness of beef. It's your soup, so you make the rules. Now, for the lifeblood of any soup, the broth. You can't go wrong with a good chicken or vegetable broth. Keep in mind that the broth you choose will be the backbone of your soup's flavor, so choose wisely. Herbs and spices, the soul of your soup. A bay leaf, some thyme, a sprinkle of oregano. These will take your soup from good to superb. And let's not forget salt and pepper, the dynamic duo of the culinary world. And what's a one-pot soup without the pot? You'll need a good quality pot, something sturdy and large enough to hold all your ingredients. A Dutch oven would be perfect, but any good-sized pot will do. You'll also need a cutting board and a sharp knife for chopping those veggies, a stirring spoon, and a ladle for serving. And if you're feeling fancy, grab a grater for adding some fresh Parmesan on top. Got everything? Great. Remember, the beauty of a one-pot soup is in its flexibility. Feel free to swap ingredients to suit your taste, so let's get cooking. Alright, time to get our hands dirty. Well, not literally. We promised minimal mess, remember? Let's dive into the process, shall we? Making soup may seem like a complex culinary endeavor, but it's actually quite straightforward once you know the steps. It's a bit like dancing. Once you know the steps, you simply sway to the rhythm. Step 1. Sautéing the vegetables. This is where the magic begins. You'll need a drizzle of olive oil, a pinch of patience, and your prepped veggies. Warm up your pot, let the oil do a little shimmy, then invite your vegetables to join the party. You're looking for that golden brown hue, a sign that your vegetables are releasing their flavors. Remember, don't rush the dance. Moving on to step 2, adding the protein. Whether you're a beef lover, a chicken fan, or a tofu enthusiast, this is your moment. Once your vegetables are nicely sautéed, it's time to introduce your protein. Let it sizzle, let it sear, let it soak up all those delicious flavors. Now step 3, pour in the broth. This is the soul of your soup, so choose wisely. Whether it's a homemade bone broth, a vegetable stock, or even just water, this liquid is going to tie everything together. Pour it in, let it mingle with the veggies and protein, and watch as your soup begins to take shape. Finally, step 4, let it simmer. This is where patience really comes into play. You'll need to let your soup bubble away gently, allowing all the flavors to fully meld together. It's like a slow dance, where every ingredient gets to know each other, forming a harmonious culinary symphony. See? Nothing to it, but wait, there's more. In our next segment, we'll dive into the art of seasoning and timing. It's here that your soup will truly come alive, so stay tuned. Ever tasted a soup that was just blah? We're not letting that happen here. Today, we're diving into the heart of any good soup, the seasoning and timing. This is where the magic happens, where a humble pot of ingredients transforms into a savory symphony of taste. First, let's talk about the importance of seasoning. Seasoning is like the conductor of an orchestra. It brings harmony to the ingredients, making sure each has a chance to shine while creating a beautiful blend. Without it, you're left with a cacophony of flavors, each jostling for attention but none truly standing out. Now onto the star players in our orchestra, salt and pepper. They're the classic duo, the backbone of any good seasoning. Salt enhances the natural flavors of the ingredients, making them more pronounced. Pepper, on the other hand, adds a bit of heat and complexity, giving your soup that extra kick. But when do we add them? The answer is throughout the cooking process. A little bit of salt at the start helps to draw out the flavors. As the soup simmers, keep tasting and adjusting. Remember, it's easier to add than to take away, so go easy on the salt at first. As for pepper, it's typically added towards the end to keep its punchy flavor intact. Next, we have herbs. Whether fresh or dried, herbs add depth and character to your soup. For delicate herbs like basil or parsley, add them towards the end of cooking. Hardy herbs like rosemary or thyme can go in earlier as they can withstand longer cooking times. And now for the timing. Soup is not a race, it's a marathon. The longer it simmers, the more the flavors meld together, creating a richer, more robust taste. So let your soup take its sweet time on the stove. So a little patience and a lot of flavor, that's our secret sauce. Okay, so we've cooked up a storm. What next? Let's dive right into the fun part, shall we? It's time to serve this piping hot pot of deliciousness. A good serving suggestion is to ladle your soup into hearty bowls, letting the aroma waft up and excite your senses. Remember, we eat with our eyes first, so garnish your soup with a sprinkle of fresh herbs or a dash of cream to enhance its visual appeal. Now let's talk about soup etiquette. Soup is a dish best enjoyed hot, like the sun of a Californian summer, so ensure it's served at the right temperature. And if you're serving bread or croutons on the side, remember not to dunk them in the soup bowl. That's a soup faux pas. Now on to the next part, storing your soup. If you've made a little extra or just want to save some for a rainy day, here's how to store it. First, let the soup cool down to room temperature. Do not, I repeat, do not put hot soup directly into your fridge or freezer. It's like wearing a fur coat to the beach. It just doesn't mix well. Once the soup has cooled, pour it into airtight containers. And here's a pro tip. If you're freezing it, leave a little space at the top of the container. This is because soup tends to expand as it freezes, just like how your heart expands when you take that first sip of a well-made soup. When you're ready to reheat, let the soup thaw in the fridge overnight. Then, warm it up on the stove, stirring occasionally to ensure it heats evenly. And voila, it's like you've cooked up a fresh pot of soup, minus the effort. So, whether you're serving it hot off the stove or reheating a batch from the freezer, remember to enjoy every spoonful. Savor the flavors, the warmth, and the love that went into making this soup. And there you have it, folks. A delicious, easy, and mess-free one-pot soup. Now, who said cooking had to be complicated? And we've come to the end of our super easy one-pot adventure, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this culinary journey as much as we enjoyed guiding you through it. Remember, cooking is an art. And like any art, it takes a bit of practice and a whole lot of love. Don't worry if your first pot of soup isn't perfect. With each stir, each seasoning, and each serving, you'll get better. And before you know it, you'll be the master of the one-pot wonder. But our journey doesn't have to end here. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more easy, delicious recipes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Anonymous Apron Adventures family. We've got plenty more culinary adventures lined up for you. And if you've tried making this soup, let us know how it turned out in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. So, until next time, keep those aprons on, keep those pots simmering, and keep that love for cooking burning. Here's to more delicious adventures in the kitchen. Bon appetit, folks. Alright folks, we've wrapped up today's super easy one-pot adventure, but that doesn't mean the fun has to end. You see, part of the joy of cooking is not just in the process, but also in the unexpected discoveries and lessons you learn along the way. So let's dive into a few post-cooking tips and tricks that can help elevate your kitchen game. First off, never underestimate the power of leftovers. Today's soup, for example, can be stored in the fridge for up to a week, and trust me, the flavors only get better with time. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. Secondly, don't forget to experiment. Got some fresh herbs lying around? Toss them in. Want to give it a spicy kick? Add some chili flakes. The kitchen is your playground and you are the master. So don't be afraid to play around and discover your own signature twists. Lastly, remember that cooking is a journey, not a destination. Each pot of soup, each loaf of bread, each stir-fry is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to create something truly special. So don't be disheartened if things don't turn out perfect the first time. Just keep at it, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep having fun. And that's all for today's post-cooking tips and tricks. I hope they inspire you to keep the flame alive, to keep experimenting, and to keep creating delicious culinary masterpieces. Remember, the Anonymous Apron Adventures family is always here to guide you, to inspire you, and to celebrate your culinary victories, no matter how big or small. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on this tasty journey. Until next time, keep those aprons on, keep those pots simmering, and keep that love for cooking burning. Bon appetit, folks!